You wear not the same shirt every day, but the same. Oh Gott, ich sehe halt weiß aus.
Das ist besser auf Verzicht.
Ja, wieso bin ich so blass? Voll krass. Hey friends, welcome back to a new video. We're back with a mukbang video. This is my boyfriend Johannes.
Hello.
First of all, before we talk about what we're going to talk about today, I want to talk about the food. So I made roasted sweet potato and a bunch of roasted veggies. We have onion, Brussels sprouts, carrots, tomato, sweet bell pepper, and I'm really excited to dig in. Today's topic is going to be a minimalist wardrobe, and why don't we dig in first and then talk about the topic. Okay. So today we're talking about having a minimalist wardrobe, what that means, maybe a few tips on how to have a minimalist wardrobe. Maybe at first we can kind of define what it means, at least for us. I think it is something that might mean something else for a lot of different people. So what is a minimalist wardrobe for you? And maybe you can talk about if you would consider whether you have a minimalist wardrobe, what that consists of for you.
For me, a minimalist wardrobe would be a wardrobe that consists only of items that I actually wear and that there are not too many redundancies, like that you don't have 4 leather jackets or something like that. I pretty much only have one of each of these big items. I have one leather jacket, I have one denim jacket, and I think to have a minimalist wardrobe, you don't necessarily only have to own nothing but black t-shirts or only 30 items. I think it's more about the intentionality of every item, that everything has a purpose and everything actually gets worn. And there are no things in the back of your closet that you don't even know exist.
Before, when I researched for this video, I found it interesting that when you search up minimalist wardrobe, there are a bunch of other videos and people who talk about how they only have 30 things, and on the thumbnail you can see that everything is white or everything is black. And I'm not saying that they don't have a minimalist wardrobe. Personally feel like, or I think you would agree, that it doesn't mean that you have to have monochrome colors or 30 items, as you said, to have a minimalist wardrobe. And I think that can also really limit a lot of people. Like, if I think that's the only way to have a minimalist wardrobe, I would be scared off and think I don't want to only wear black, even though I'm pretty much wearing black today. But I do want to have some color sometimes, and I, for example, don't have 30 things. I have more than 30 things. But again, I also wouldn't consider myself such a minimalist when it comes to the wardrobe. I am someone that buys less than the average, I would say. Would you say so? Or owns less than the average. But I wouldn't necessarily say I'm such a hardcore minimalist as you see on the internet when it comes to clothes. I do have color. I do only have one jean jacket and one trench coat, things like that, but I, for example, do own multiple dresses that are colorful, that have flowers on them, and they make me happy. But I also agree with what you said, that you should wear all your clothes. There shouldn't be anything that you haven't worn in months or so, because then I feel like those things could be discarded and you wouldn't even miss them.
Yeah, I think when you see those videos on YouTube who say, I only have 30 items or something, that they can often be somewhat confusing or misguiding, because if you actually watch the videos, most of the time they say they don't really stick to a strict number. They just show what they have, and they have these things because those are the things that they need, or that they that bring value to them, and then they count them, and it just randomly happens to be, I don't know, 34 items or something. They usually don't say, oh, I only want to have 34 items, and now I get rid of everything that doesn't fit into those 34 items. They just own 34 items, and it's just a random number that happens to be the right number for them, and that doesn't mean that it's the right number for everybody. And of course, it also really depends on where you live. Like we live in Germany. We have a great range of seasons of weather. Like in the winter it gets really cold, in the summer it can get really hot. We can get very strong thunderstorms and rain in the summer, so we need a wider range of clothing than somebody who lives I don't know, in California or in Florida where it's relatively warm the entire year. So if you live in a colder climate, you need more winter clothes than somebody who lives in a warmer climate. And many of those videos that only have 30 or 40 items, they often live in very warm climates. They often live in Florida or in Thailand or something. And you can have a very minimalist wardrobe even in colder climates. Like, these numbers don't necessarily represent what an average person actually needs in everyday life. Also, these people usually are like digital nomads or YouTubers and have a more alternative kind of lifestyle, so they don't need a suit to wear for work or something. And that means you really have to look at your own life, and you can't just copy the wardrobe of somebody you see on YouTube and say, well, that's a minimalist wardrobe, because it really depends on your life, your circumstances, what kind of clothing you need in your everyday life, what kind of clothing you need for the weather where you live. And so it's a very personal thing.
Oh, it's put so nicely. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't even know what to add. I guess what we're trying to say is that a minimalist wardrobe is very personal. The definition of it is very personal. And we want to kind of get across the message that it is attainable for everyone. It doesn't mean that you can only own 30 items, things like that. But can we talk about your wardrobe for a second? Because compared to my wardrobe, you are more of a minimalist than mine. You wear not the same shirt every day, but the same type or color of shirt every day. Maybe you can talk about why you decided to do that, or maybe describe your wardrobe and then say why you decided to do that.
Well, I wear black t-shirts like 90% of
Wait, it's not black. It's dark blue.
This is black.
Okay. But you have dark blue?
Yeah, I wear black t-shirts 90% of the time. Some of them are navy blue, for just for variety's sake. I don't actually know how it happened. I used to wear mainly white t-shirts and graphic t-shirts and colorful t-shirts. And at some point I bought like a 4-pack of navy blue t-shirts, and I just realized that those are the kind of t-shirts I most enjoy wearing. And so after a while, when I started decluttering my things, I decluttered more and more of my graphic t-shirts and the colorful t-shirts, because I just didn't enjoy wearing them every day so much. And over time, whenever I needed a new t-shirt, I just bought plain black or navy blue t-shirts because I enjoyed wearing them the most. And now that's pretty much all I have. My t-shirts are all black and navy blue t-shirts. I have 1 or 2 long sleeves, I have 1 black polo shirt, and that's pretty much it for shirts. And then I have like a bunch of dress shirts that I wear for like more special occasions, but in everyday life pretty much all I wear is black t-shirts. And like I said, it wasn't like a conscious decision. From now on I'm only going to wear black t-shirts. It just kind of happened. But I see the benefits of it. Like many successful people like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, they do the same thing. They wear the same color of t-shirt every day, and they have like their signature outfit that they wear pretty much every day. Usually they say that they do it because it limits the amount of decisions that they need to make in a day and just makes their life simpler. Because like people like Mark Zuckerberg, he has to make hundreds of very important decisions that could cost people a lot of money, that are very important for his business. And if he has the additional decision in the morning of what he's going to wear, that's just a little bit less willpower that's left for him during the rest of the day when he has to make really important decisions. So he wants to leave his brain power for only things that actually matter. So, and that wasn't the reason I did it, but I can see the benefit. It makes life a lot simpler if you don't need to think in the morning what are you going to wear. You just grab the next black t-shirt.
You want it to be like a real no-brainer. You're not someone that invests a lot of time into fashion. You know what looks good on you, and you just want to be able to grab something dark and put it on and know you look good.
I don't worry so much about looking good. I just want to look somewhat presentable. Like for a special occasion, like when we go on a date or when I go to a party or some kind of event, I do invest a little bit more time into the outfit I wear. But I think still not as much time as other people. I just pick one color of shirt and put it on and choose the pants, and that's like my fancy outfit.
You also only have 2 pairs of jeans, right?
Yeah, I have one light blue and one dark blue pair of jeans, and I have 2 pairs of chinos, one tan colored pair of chinos and one black pair of chinos. And those are also all very neutral colors, so I can really wear everything with everything. I can pull out a random shirt from my wardrobe and pull out a random pair of pants, and I know they're going to go with each other. Like, I don't have to worry about how I match my colors or something, because I only have neutral colors, so everything goes with everything.
My wardrobe compared to that is less of a minimalist, but for me I was always really conscious when I buy clothes. I would always think about it and make sure that I really want it and need it. I was never really the impulse buyer, but not for necessarily for minimalist reasons. That this is back in school that I'm talking about, but more about wanting to save my pocket money kind of reasons. But it really stuck with me that today when I buy clothes, I really think about it, often for multiple days, sometimes even like a month or so. And if it's like an impulse buy, the impulse of wanting that certain clothing will go away. And this way I've kind of managed to limit the amount of clothes. And the question I always ask myself is, do I really need this? And do I really love this? Like, will I love this in 2-3 years time as well? Or is this just a snake print trend that I know will be gone next year? Because those type of things I try to stay away from. And I feel like recently I've also come to pay attention when it comes to where I buy my things. I try not to buy from big companies where it's pretty sure that they're producing the clothes in some type of factory with people that are not in good, humane working conditions. I try to stay away from those companies, but obviously oftentimes you don't know where it's produced or how it's produced. And also something I really pay attention to as well is the fabric. I try to stay away from synthetic fabrics because someday the clothes will land in the garbage or in the landfill, and that is just plastic as well. So I try to stay to cotton, and if it's cotton, to organic cotton, because cotton does use a lot of pesticides, which isn't great. Linen I think is also a really sustainable choice. The only time when I do buy synthetic is when I buy secondhand, because there are some types of like satin clothes, so sometimes that is done plastic, because I feel like it's already bought, and if I don't buy it from that person will throw it away. You know what I mean?
I also try to buy more sustainable choices. Now all my t-shirts I buy are fair trade and made of organic cotton, and they are not that much more expensive, but they have less of a negative impact on the earth. And at the same time I feel that the quality of them is better, the fabric feels better, and the stitching looks better, and it's going to be something that I can wear for a longer time than the fast fashion kind of stuff I used to buy.
Yeah. In the past I was really someone that was not interested in sustainable fashion or fair trade fashion, because in the past that wasn't something that was talked about. So all the sustainable fashion that was available was, in my opinion, not appealing or pretty at all. It just wasn't form-fitting. I don't know, maybe it's just a different style. I'm not sure, but it wasn't something that I liked. But now that sustainability is becoming such a big topic, a lot of companies are trying to make that part of their whole brand, or their goal is to be sustainable and to deliver sustainable clothes and fashion. So I really love that. There are much more choices nowadays.
If you are interested in things like sustainable clothing and fair clothing, there's a documentary called The True Cost, which talks about the textile fast fashion industry, how it impacts the environment and the people who produce the clothing. And I found it very, very eye-opening to see that documentary. And if it's something you're interested in, like, you can go watch it. I think it's on Netflix.
I'll try to leave a link down below. Maybe for those people that are interested in having a minimalist wardrobe, or more of a minimalist wardrobe, maybe it can be a bit overwhelming where to start, how to start. So what would you recommend them?
I think a good first step is to assess what you already own, and just do an old-fashioned KonMari type of declutter. Take every item you have and look at it and decide whether it's something that still brings value to you, or it's something that you never wear and that just doesn't bring you joy. Because so many of us have our closets packed with things we don't even know we have and that we never wear. And just by getting rid of all those things, our wardrobe instantly gets a lot closer to a minimalist wardrobe. And then if you want to build from there, I think it's a good idea to invest in higher quality items that are of a more timeless style, so you don't go to fast fashion shops every other week and buy the newest trend, but you have a few high quality basics that you can wear now and you can still wear in 10 years.
I would also recommend the KonMari technique. Also, the packing party is also something that I think is really helpful. So you get out all your clothes and you would put them all away kind of, and then start with a empty closet. And each morning when you get dressed, you might imagine what you want to wear, and you know that you have that certain blue shirt that you really want to wear, then you can get out that blue shirt. And this way you only get out those things that you truly love and kind of missed and want to wear, and the rest that is in there you can peek in the box 2 months later, 3 months later, and then most of those things aren't really things that you even missed, or maybe you even forgot that you had them at all. And those things are mostly things that you can just discard. But also there's this other method called Project 333. You even did that, so maybe you can talk about what that is and whether you would recommend it.
Yeah, it's a little bit similar to the packing party you just described. It's just like a temporary version of it. In essence, it means you have 33 items for 3 months. And underwear and workout clothes and loungewear you wear at home, those things don't count, but you are only allowed to have 33 items of the rest. Things like t-shirts, pants, jackets, shoes.
And accessories.
And accessories only count to the 33 items if it's something you wear for fashion. Like wedding rings or sentimental jewelry that you wear every day, it doesn't count for the 33 items. And so if you want to do the Project 333, you choose the 33 items you're going to wear for the 3 months, and then put the rest away in a box and store it somewhere in your basement or another place that's out of sight. And then after 3 months you can get the boxes back and reconsider all the items. Like, did you miss them or didn't you? Or what was it like to live with only 33 items? Is it something you want to continue doing, or do you want to take some of the things back into your life? I think it's very helpful for people who are just starting out and who are maybe afraid to declutter items and then miss them and regretting to have gotten rid of them, because once you donated it, you can't get it back unless you buy it new, and that kind of defeats the purpose. So I think for beginners it's very helpful because you dip your toe into the water before you jump into it, and it just gets you an idea what it's like to have a more minimalist wardrobe without actually committing. And after the 3 months you can decide whether you get rid of it or not. I think then you are a lot more qualified to make the decision than before, because you know that you can live with 33 items, or you know that you want more.
So I would say definitely the first step is to declutter and downsize. And maybe when you're downsizing, or when you start to build your wardrobe and you start to get new things that are really valuable, I think with a minimalist wardrobe, it's really helpful to think about clothes that are multifunctional. So don't get one thing that is only for a certain purpose.
Yeah, I think a good example for versatile clothing are most like classic fashion items. Things like pea coats, which originally have been the coats of sailors, are very versatile. Yeah, like they look kind of dressy, so you could easily wear them with a suit for work, but they are also very durable and rugged, so you can wear them pretty much in every situation. You can wear them when you are going out with friends and watching a football game in the bar, but you can also wear it at a funeral or a wedding, because it's just so timeless and versatile, and it just looks good everywhere. And if you...
We're not sponsored by the way.
And some, especially like the more fashionable type of trendy fast fashion clothes, are either very fashionable or very dressy, and then you can only wear it for a very specific purpose.
Yeah.
And also they are often part of like a very narrow trend, like they have like some type of cut that you already know is not going to look good in 2 months, or
Yeah.
they have like some kind of weird prints on it that are just not timeless at all. And so I think you should look at the situations in which you can wear them, but also at the time frame. And when it comes to timeless fashion, most things that look good now already look good in the 50s or in the 80s, and they are still going to look good in 10 years. So if you focus more on a kind of timeless, more versatile look, those are things that you will be able to wear for a long time to come.
Also, I really think that you should prioritize comfort as well. Oftentimes we have those, maybe not as much for men, but I know for women, often we have those 1-2 tops or dresses that just, you have to keep pulling up, or are a little tight, or you have to keep pulling down, and I feel like those are the ones that we grab the least. So make sure you buy things that are also comfortable, that you could potentially, I don't know, bike in or something. Just make sure that just make sure it sits right and it's comfortable. Also, we talked about how a lot of the minimalist wardrobes, how they have one color, and I feel like there is some truth to it. You already spoke about it a little bit, that when you have a specific color scheme, then it's much easier to pair your things across your whole wardrobe. You shouldn't really look at it that this shirt only matches with this skirt. You should look at it that it would go well with a lot of different things in your wardrobe. So I feel like sticking to a color scheme really does help. And for me in the past, that was a reason why I bought a lot of black, because I thought black goes with everything. And I guess it does, but I was really afraid of color. And I feel like now I'm learning to appreciate colors more. And I am trying to incorporate more colors, but I am also sticking to a color scheme.
Yeah, for me it's pretty much the opposite. I used to buy a lot of colorful clothes, and now I pretty much only buy neutral colors, mainly black and navy blue, but also like tan colors and gray, because that way I don't buy specific outfits, like I buy this pair of pants and this shirt that I'm going to wear together, but I invest more in a holistic kind of style system where everything like fits together, and I have all these building blocks that I can use to create like countless different outfits without being restricted by the colors or by having to choose things that go well with together, because just everything goes with everything.
That maybe I should clarify, because what I meant was I do still have kind of my basics, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy black, and I do have black and maybe off-white and just neutral colors, but then I really want to introduce a few colors in, but sticking with a color scheme. So for me personally, that would be kind of yellow, more earthy yellow tones or earthy oranges, because I feel like those warm colors are things that suit my skin tone. But I still would say that they all could go together. I'm not saying that I only have yellow outfits and things like that.
I think especially when the rest of your wardrobe is in more neutral colors, then you can easily add in like these pops of colors without having to buy a whole new outfit, because if you have a neutral colored pair of pants, you can wear pretty much every color of top you want, because it's going to go well with a neutral pair of pants. When you don't have this neutral pair of pants and you buy, I don't know, a green pair of pants, you are going to be really restricted in the kind of tops you can wear with it, and also with the situations in which you can wear these pants. But if you
St. Patrick's Day.
but if you have like black and navy blue and tan colored pants, you can wear red t-shirt, you can wear green t-shirt, you can wear blue t-shirt, and it will still look good.
I also feel like with having a smaller wardrobe, for me personally at least, forced me to think more creatively. I would say that I'm someone that enjoys fashion, enjoys pairing things, and enjoys thinking about outfits that I want to wear. It is kind of a form of creativity, I would say. And there is this one video that really inspired me by Best Dressed, where she took this one dress and then wore it a bunch of different times, and I thought that was so creative that you could wear that dress so many different ways, like as a skirt and only as a top, and that really forced me to think out of my box and to think how I could wear my dress a bunch of different times. And then I got to create these different outfits and combinations that I've never worn before, and that felt like I was wearing new things even though I wasn't.
I can't really relate to that. Yeah, but I think it's not as extreme as in this case, where you can wear your dress in very like different types of ways. But it's kind of the same for me with like a pair of chinos, because they are so versatile. I can wear a pair of chinos just with a white t-shirt and it's like a very nice casual outfit, or I can wear it with a dress shirt and maybe a v-neck sweater on top, and it's like a more dressy type of business casual outfit that I can wear for more formal settings. And it's the same pair of pants, but I can wear it in very different situations because it's so versatile.
I also feel like maybe not to stress people out when they think about their clothes and how they want to downsize, is that you don't have to switch to a minimalist wardrobe overnight. It can really be a process where you analyze and think about your things, and don't go too overboard or too impulsive when it comes to sorting out as well, because then maybe you've sorted out things that you need or want, and then you're having to buy it again. So really take your time and let it be its process, and don't stress yourself out too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think you shouldn't just declutter everything you have and then buy a whole new minimalist wardrobe, because I think that type of approach is not minimalist at all in the real sense, because you just get rid of things to buy more things. But if you get rid of all the things that you truly don't want anymore, that don't bring you value, and then whenever you need something new, you apply some like basic rules. So you make sure that it's high quality and it's timeless, that you will be able to wear it for a long time, that it's well made and versatile and in neutral colors if that's something you want. And that way you will build a minimalist wardrobe over time just naturally.
Yeah, and maybe we can talk about how to maintain a minimalist wardrobe, like any tips that you might have.
I think it's pretty much the same as with building a minimalist wardrobe in the first place. Whenever I need something new, I make sure that it fits in those rules I have set for myself, like that it's high quality, that it's a neutral color, that it's timeless. And that way I will never get into the situation that I buy this funky shirt and now all of a sudden I need to buy a new pair of pants because I can't wear this shirt otherwise. And so I make sure that I only buy things that actually fit into the system I have built. And another rule that some people have is like this one in, one out rule, that whenever you buy something, you get rid of something. That I don't like it that much actually.
I like it.
Because I think it focuses too much on the number of things you have. Because maybe I need a new shirt for some specific occasion. Maybe I got a new job and now I have to wear suits more often, so I need more dress shirts. I think it doesn't make sense for me to buy a new dress shirt because I need it and then I have to throw out some of my old t-shirts because of it, because I need the shirt, but the old t-shirts still bring me value, so getting rid of it just for the sake of maintaining my number, I think would defeat the purpose. And it's this kind of number-based approach to you can only have this much items. And to me it's more about having only the things that bring value to me and the things that I actually use. And if there's something that I want and I think it's actually going to bring value to me, and I think about it for a while and still think that it's a good decision, I will buy it, and I don't feel pressure to get rid of anything else.
That is a good point. Yeah, for me personally, I also try to not buy things that I already have. I try to only buy things when, for example, my rain jacket for some reason breaks and I need to replace it, then I buy something needed to replace it. And if it's an addition to the wardrobe, then I really think about it, as I said, for days, maybe even weeks, if I really need it. Or if it's not something I necessarily need, but I absolutely love, I still think about it for a few days, maybe even weeks, and I try to imagine myself in 5 years' time. Will I be able to imagine myself in it then or not? And try to think about that objectively. And also I would say try to avoid sales, because sales are time limited and you really do feel the pressure to make your decision now, otherwise the sale will go and then you will lose that deal. But you should really think about, would you buy this even without the sale?
Sales can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because they tempt you to buy things that you don't necessarily need. But I think they can also be a great opportunities to save money. So if you want a very specific item and you thought about it and you know very well that it's something that's going to bring you value and that you are going to use a lot, then I think it makes sense to look for it on a sale.
Yeah, true.
Especially when it's like a more kind of basic timeless thing, then it's usually easy to find it on sale. Like if you just want a plain white dress shirt and you go to a sale in a dress shirt store, they are probably going to have like a plain white dress shirt on sale. So in those situations, I think it makes sense to buy things on sale. But I think you should avoid going into a shop that has a sale going on just to browse. Because
browsing.
Then you find things that you think are just amazing in the moment and you buy them because you feel like the pressure of it's probably not going to be there anymore tomorrow. So you just buy it and then a week later it turns out, well, it just doesn't fit into your wardrobe and you never wear it and you just wasted all this money on something you don't need.
Yeah.
Be careful with sales and only use them to your advantage when you know the specific thing you want before you go to the sale. Don't go to a sale to look if you find something.
Yeah, true. For me, the most dangerous thing would be browsing or window shopping because I don't feel like that I want or need clothes, but then once I go onto the website or just look into the store, then I suddenly find myself wanting or needing this dress apparently, or the shirt or whatever. So I feel like if you stay away from the websites or the apps, or maybe you even follow specific clothing companies on your social media, maybe try to unfollow those because I do know that that can be a bit tempting. So know your weak spots and try to avoid those things if possible. Okay, so I think we've talked a lot and touched on a lot of different things. I hope this wasn't too all over the place and confusing, but maybe we can quickly summarize or give our most important points really quickly.
I think the most important thing when it comes to minimalist wardrobe is that you really focus on the quality and the timelessness of things. Invest in items that you know are going to last a long time and that are going to look good a long time and that are very versatile and go well with everything. And that way you don't have to worry about your wardrobe too much because you just know you have built a system that works and you can wear everything with everything and it's always going to look decent. That way you just don't have to worry too much.
Yeah, also I would say don't focus too much on the fact that it's supposed to be only one color. Do try to stick to neutrals and then you can add in pops of color if that's your thing. And also remember, I would say that it's very personal, so don't feel like you have to conform to this certain type of wardrobe, or just because that person has all white shirts, you have to have all white shirts. It's very personal, and the definition is very personal.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that a minimalist wardrobe doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have colorful things.
Yeah.
But I think that having neutral colors is a good foundation to build upon. Because if you have that neutral colored wardrobe, you can easily add in the pops of colors, as you mentioned.
What I mean. Also, neutral doesn't mean just all white or all black.
Neutral can be many colors. Neutral can be white and black, but it can also be tan or gray or navy blue, and even some like greens, if it's not like a bright green but more like very neutral gray, muted green, that can also be like a neutral color that can very easily be matched with pretty much everything.
Yeah. Also, I would say don't stress about it. It's a process and let it be a process. And as a bonus point, this doesn't define a minimalist wardrobe, but I would say try to shop more sustainably. Sustainably also means that you buy more high quality things, and because of that you shop less, or because that item lasts for 5 years, you're not shopping for a new white t-shirt every single year. So yeah, shop sustainably, maybe even secondhand, and also maybe try to sell your clothes instead of throwing them away. Often donated clothes are also just thrown away because oftentimes it's just too much. So maybe try to sell your clothes, you can earn a little extra money. Think before you buy, try to wait at least a week, I would say. Or no, at least 24 hours. A week is maybe too much. At least 24 hours, maybe up to a week. Think about your purchase and try to imagine yourself in the future. Would you wear it in the future? Okay, so that was it. If you have any further questions that maybe we haven't elaborated on, then you can leave that down below. Or if you have any other topics that you would like to hear our opinions on or what we think about that, then also leave some suggestions down below. Hopefully you enjoyed us talking about this topic and you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps. And yeah, subscribe for more if you want to see more mukbangs. We have more mukbangs and also other recipes or other minimalist videos or just fun other little things that I do on my channel. So hopefully I'll see you in another video. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day, hope you stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye!